You know, man, a lot of the times we just get caught up in everyday life, chasing goals and like the noise. Block out the noise and focus, bro. Block out the noise and focus. And I mean really focus. Really lock in. You doom scrolling, watching TikTok every day, bro. I even am guilty of this sometimes, you know, but your purpose is greater than that, bro. Really lock the fuck in, bro. Really lock the fuck in. I was reading this book the other day, and this is how I came up with this topic. Me and my homeboy was, talking, and he was like, "Yo, man, I'm just trying to, you know, find different ways to make money, and I've been hustling and busting my ass, And I said, "Oh, okay, okay, you know what I'm saying, that's good." But I learned this thing from Outwitting the Devil. It's this book by, I believe, Napoleon Hill. Shout out to my boy Avery B. He put me on, you know, Outwitting the Devil is basically a book, and it shows you how to outwit the devil, and it shows you how to beat the devil, how the devil takes over your mind, and it basically prevents you from the tactics he have. What the hell? Are you good? What the hell is that? Somebody yelling, chat. I ain't even cutting that. I ain't even cutting that, chat. But yeah. So in the book of Outwitting the Devil, it give you the drifter and the non-drifter, and I believe I still have it written down in my phone because I'm gonna give y'all boys all the sauce. Yes. Okay. So it's I got some notes for y'all boys. If you notice you start drifting, take control instantly. That's the devil trying to knock you off course. I believe I wrote this down because I wrote down the drifting and the non-drifters, And another thing I wrote down, if more people had definite aims and stronger desires for material and spiritual riches, the devil would have fewer victims. Basically meaning if more people had definite goals and definite field of purpose, chat, if y'all had specific goals and specific things that you're trying to reach, and you're actually trying to reach them and not entertaining the noise, the devil will have fewer victims. So I'm gonna give y'all the typical drifter in the book of Outwitting the Devil. And if this applies to you, let me know in the comments. Typical drifter: lack of major purpose. He lacks of self-confidence. He will never accomplish anything thorough, requiring tough effort. He spends all he earns and more if he can get credit. He will be sick or ailing from some real or imaginary cause and calling the high heaven if he suffers from the least physical pain. He will have little or no imagination. He will have no enthusiasm or initiative to begin anything he is not forced to undertake. He will plainly express. He will plainly express. Fuck, the sound is pissing me off, chat. I ain't cutting in, so this is, you know. He will plainly express his weaknesses by taking the line of least existence whenever he can do so. He will be ill-tempered and lacking in control over his emotions. His personality will be without magnetism. And these is all typical drifter traits, so if these apply to you, I got a whole list. Chat. I'm keep going. I wrote everything down. This is no raw and uncut, chat. So where I left off at, he will be okay. He will be ill-tempered and lacking in emotional control over his emotions. His personality will be without magnetism, and it will not attract other people. He will have opinions on everything, but accurate. Huh? 5 minutes? All right, hold on. He will have opinions on everything, but accurate knowledge of nothing. He may be a jack of all trades, but good at none. meaning you can indulge in all of these things, you know, you can pour in all of these things, you can plant a seed and this, that, this, and that life, but what are you mastering? Nothing. So if you're a jack of all trades, I encourage you to get definite and get on your purpose, man. You know, get definite in what you really want to do, and really journal and really find out what it is that you want to do. I'm gonna finish telling y'all boys the typical drifter though. He will neglect to cooperate with those around him, even on those whom he must depend on to give them food and shelter. He will make the same mistake over and over again, never profiting by failure. Stop that ASAP, bro. Stop that ASAP. Stop making the same mistakes. Stop making the same mistakes over again. He will be narrow-minded and intolerant on all subjects, ready to crucify those who disagree with him. Open your mind and your eyes, man. He will expect everything of others, but willing to give little or nothing in return. He will begin many things, but never complete nothing. He will begin many things, but never complete nothing, man. Who all guilty of that, man? I could take accountability, and, you know, I've been guilty of that many times, man. If y'all been guilty of that, let me know in the comments. But he will be loud in his condemnation of his government, and he will never tell you definitely how it can be improved. He will never reach decisions on anything if he can avoid it. And if he is forced to decide, he will reverse himself at the first opportunity. He will eat too much and exercise too little. He will take a drink of liquor if someone else will pay for it. He will gamble if he can do it on a club. He will criticize others who are succeeding in their chosen calling. In brief, the drifter will work harder to get out of thinking than most others work that are earning a good living. He will tell you a lie rather than admit his ignorance on any subject. If it works for others, he will criticize them, their backs, and flatter them to their faces. I'm gonna give y'all boys some examples of the non-drifter. You know, this is the type of person that you want to become. If you watching this video, man, you want to become the non-drifter. You want to join the non-drifter club. You know, this is Simply Game, Simply J Shine TV, man. We're part of the non-drifter. If you part of the non-drifter club, in the comments, comment non-drifter. I'm gonna leave y'all boys off with this, you know, before I end this video. So some of the traits that the non-drifter have that the Outwitting the Devil told me when I read it. A non-drifter, he is always engaged in doing something definite through some well or organized plan which is definite. He has a major goal in life which he is always working, and minor goals which all lead toward his central scheme. Y'all hearing me, chat? I'm cooking, chat. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. The tone of his voice, the quickness of his step, the sparkle of his eyes, the quickness of his decisions clearly makes him as a person who knows exactly what he wants, and he's determined to get it no matter how long it may take or what price he may pay. If you ask him questions, he gives you direct answers and never falls back on evasions or resorts to subterfuge. He extends favors to others but accepts favors sparingly or not at all. He will be found up front whether he is playing a game or fighting a war. If he does not know the answers, he will say so frankly. He has a good memory. He will never offer an alibi for his shortcomings. He will never offer an excuse for his shortcomings, chat. If you're a non-drifter, you never offer an alibi for your shortcomings, man. You always take accountability, man. Here around Simply Gang, Simply Squad, man, we always take accountability of our actions, man. He never blames others for his mistakes, no matter if they don't deserve the blame. He used to be known as a go-getter, but in modern times, he is called a go-giver. You will find him running the biggest business in town, living on the best street, driving the best automobile, and making his presence known wherever he happens to be. He is an inspiration to all who come into his contact with his mind. The major distinguishing feature of a non-drifter, if he has a mind of his own, and uses it for all purposes. The non-drifter is not born with some advantage mentally, physically, or spiritually not available to the drifter, which meaning, bro, nobody was born special. Nobody was born a non-drifter. Nobody was born a drifter. You have the ability to become a non-drifter, bro, and you're a drifter right now. You have the ability to if you're a non-drifter, you have the ability to become a drifter, you know? So it's not given. It's not just not you're not just naturally born with the drifting and non-drifting habit. So it is simply up to you and your habits and your decisions. The major difference between a drifter and a non-drifter is something equally available to both of them. It is simply the prerogative right of each to use his own mind and think for himself. Think for yourself. Don't be easily influenced and easily to do what somebody else tell you just because they told you to do it, you know. A brief message to cure this drifter of such evil habit. Wake up and give some form of service useful to as many people as possible. What are we doing right now, chat? Where we are giving a service to y'all, which is knowledge. And, you know, y'all can either go do what y'all want to do with this knowledge. Y'all can either do two things with this knowledge we're giving y'all. Y'all can either go be a drifter or go be a non-drifter. And I basically read this whole book for like, what, a couple of days, and I'm giving it to y'all. I'm giving y'all the sauce in like 10 minutes, you know? So the non-drifter has to give if he expects to get, and he must give before he gets. The goal for the non-drifter, chat, is think for yourself, man. Be definite. Be absolutely definite. Be serious about your goals. Be intentional. And, you know, one last thing, chat. How many minutes? All right. And one last thing, chat. I know we kind of ran through that fast, so I'm going to slow it down real quick. I got like 1 more minute on my hands, chat. So, fuck. What I was going to say? One last thing, chat. If you catch yourself, man, drifting as we always do, it is not the end of the world, man. It is not over for you. It is not impossible for you to become a non-drifter again, bro. It is not impossible. You good? All right. It is not impossible for you to get back on track, man. So what you do with this information that I just gave you, man, it's completely up to you. You know, I'm going to leave y'all off with one question, as I always do. Are you a non-drifter or are you a drifter? Are you going to continue to be that, or are you going to change? But lock the fuck in, man. Focus, nigga. Focus. Focus, nigga. Get off these hoes. Get off your ass right now. Get the fuck up. Focus. Go get in that gym. Go better yourself, nigga. Stop watching these videos. You don't need another self-improvement video. You don't. You don't need another self-improvement video. If you do, nigga, you be the one creating a self-improvement video, because you're on that journey, bro. You know, so are you going to continue to be a drifter, or are you going to join a non-drifter club, man? Y'all let me know in the comments.